Today I have a little bit of a janky voice. I apologize in advance, but it's Christmas season in the elementary and daycare, elementary and daycare is really kicking my rear end this year. So we've been through how to finish 2024 off strong, and this is our last webinar in this series. And I thought, we are literally 1 week away from New Year, New Me. And so I thought it would be a good use of our time to get ahead of the New Year, New Me patients that are coming in. Also for your GLP-1 patients who they've been on it for a while, they're looking to transition or lower or how to make that jump. So I invited Dr. Mark Nelson. He's really one of my favorite people. A couple weeks ago, we just got on a Zoom and just chatted for entirely too long, but it was such good information. So I invited him to come on and share. You guys already kind of know what he does, but they have added some new fabulous products and iterations and ways to really prop up your GLP-1 patients. And so that's why we're here. So Mark, thank you so much. You want to give us a little introduction?
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's really an honor and privilege to be able to share some good stuff with you today. And for those people on this, I assume it'll be recorded, and you can obviously always reach out to me because I'm happy to review things with you. I've got some slides I'll run through pretty quickly, so there's time to answer questions. And so we'll get started. I'll start sharing. Is that all right?
Yep, that's perfect. Thank you.
All right. So I'm assuming you can all see my slide here.
You're good to go.
Healthier clients, revenue for your pharmacy. And some of you may know about Optavia, but we're always improving ourselves. And I think that's a good way to live, quite frankly. So I will tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a retired board certified cardiologist. I've been an Optavia coach for over 14 years. I'm also a certified personal trainer. I have a master's of public health. So I've been in this space for many years. I also lost weight on our 5-in-1 program, which is not a GLP program. About 14 years ago, I was 200 pounds. Now that picture is more than 14 years old, but that's what I looked like. And because of healthier habits, and that's an integral part of our system, which is extremely important, I've been able to maintain a healthy weight over that time, and I'm quite active physically. So we have a very exciting new kit called the GLP-1 Support Kit. And I'm going to discuss this briefly because this can really be a game changer for your patients, for your clients. It replaces this kit, which is the current kit. And this kit is built upon whey protein, so people get sufficient protein. Right after Christmas, the new kit will be available, and it is comprised of Ascend mini meals. These are brand new. There's a big variety, as you can see, breakfast bars, shakes, and more. 3 bars, 3 different shakes, and more options, completely interchangeable. And why are they important? Because each mini meal has 20 grams or more of high quality protein, obviously important to retain lean muscle, 5 to 10 grams of fiber, calcium for bone health and muscle function. No flavors, colors, or sweeteners from artificial sources. They're interchangeable, versatile, and portion controlled, and extremely important because, as you well know, the studies themselves show that up to 40, sometimes 50% of weight lost on GLP-1 medications was lean body mass, and most of that is muscle. That is not healthy. We want to protect skeletal muscle, and that's not a lecture I'm going to give you today, but it's one of the most important organ systems in the body. So it's imperative that people understand the importance of protein and get enough of it so they don't develop drug-induced sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the medical term for the loss of muscle. So this is what the nutrition support plan looks like. 3 Ascend mini meals a day. People can choose what they want. A Lean and Green Plus meal, which is nutritionally balanced, protein, fiber-rich foods, vegetables, and all the other food groups, depending on someone's appetite. And the Essential Nutrients Pack. And this gives people on these GLP-1 medications the multivitamins and minerals that they need, the RDA and omega-3 fatty acids as well. The Lean and Green Plus meal, we have many recipes and guides for this meal, vegetarian options included. And as you can see, it's primarily healthy protein, healthy fat, and non-starchy vegetables with other options that can be added, whole grain, dairy, and more. So a sample day might look like this: 3 Ascend mini meals, breakfast, lunch, mid-afternoon. The Optavia Lean and Green Plus meal can be one meal or split, and the nutrient pack. Now we also have an optimization kit, which I'm going to describe briefly. And let me just say that these kits and products will be available for your patients, your clients, right after Christmas. If a coach wants to order them now, they can. So coaches have access to these products at this time. I'm not saying you need to become a coach now if you want to or don't, whatever. But I'm just letting you know that coaches can order these now, but they will be available for everyone else right after Christmas. Now, the optimization kit is very important because one of the biggest challenges people have is the fear that they will regain their weight. So we have an optimization plan. 2 Optavia Ascend mini meals, 2 of the Lean and Green Plus meals, and 2 or more healthy exchanges. And the exchanges are basically 1 or more serving of the other food groups. So this is a wonderful plan because it can give people some more support, security, and confidence that they don't necessarily need to regain their weight. And one core platform in terms of that goal is healthy habits, which we'll discuss as well. So the optimization plan obviously has more nutrition, more meals, if you will, particularly the Lean and Green Plus, 2 of those, healthy exchanges, and more. Now, on the coach's website, anyone can calculate their total energy expenditure, and this is a pretty accurate calculation. And that's helpful because in maintenance, once someone reaches their health goal, we have sample meal plans for various caloric ranges. In this case, if someone's caloric need is 14 to 1600 calories a day, this is a plan they can do because it meets that criteria once they figure out their TEE, which literally takes 30 seconds. So you can see the Ascend meal for breakfast, a healthy exchange mid-morning, a Lean and Green Plus meal for lunch, mid-afternoon healthy exchange, dinner, another Optavia Lean and Green Plus meal. And by the way, the Lean and Green Plus meals, we give people the recipes. These are meals people purchase and prepare themselves. I want to make sure that's clear. And we have hundreds of guides, and we have guides and recipes and all of that, and another Ascend meal. So this gives people some structure and confidence to help them maintain a healthy weight. Now, we also have non-GLP weight loss plans, and there's a big variety of these. I'm not going to go over these in detail. But if you have people who don't want to use a GLP-1 or can't tolerate them, and about 15% of people cannot tolerate GLP-1s, these are excellent options, and we can discuss these. Excuse me. We also have healthy muscle products, whey protein and essential amino acids. These are certified. These can be interchangeable with the Optavia Ascend mini meals. They can also be integrated into the other programs that we have and used for people in maintenance who may be more active physically as well. As you know, whey protein is the gold standard for muscle protein synthesis. The Ascend mini meals and the healthy muscle products not only can be extremely important for people using the GLP-1s, again, to protect muscle so they do not experience sarcopenia. But I'm sure you have many older people, many of whom already have sarcopenia and may not even be aware of it because they've been told it's normal to grow weaker and maybe a bit frail and unsteady as we age. It's not normal and it doesn't have to happen. And that's a very important thing for people to understand. So we can.
How hard is it to get yourself out of that once you've lost all of your muscle, or 40%, 50% of your muscle mass after GLP-1? I know the first step is nutrition and working out, but how hard is that?
So, that's an excellent question. It's not hard. It's really about what someone wants to do. What I mean by that, Heather, is there's studies of 85-year-olds building muscle. The literature on preventing and reversing sarcopenia in older individuals is robust. In fact, I gave a CME accredited talk to the Florida Association of NPs this past July on skeletal muscle. And people were coming up to me saying, I had, I didn't know anything about this, not to mention that sarcopenia is a chronic disease. We start to lose muscle in our 30s. So what does it require? It requires adequate, complete protein and having that conversation with someone, and that's an easy calculation to make. And the other is resistance training. So I'd love to give a talk on resistance training and endurance activity because they're very different in terms of the physiology of the muscular response. But
Sure.
endurance activity does not prevent or reverse sarcopenia. That requires resistance training. It can be done. It takes a bit of work. It's certainly easier for a younger person, but again, there's studies of 85-year-olds reversing skeletal loss, muscle loss. And
Wow.
we can talk more about that. And if you want to do a webinar on that, we can. We also have many online resources, not just for coaches, but for your clients. So there's an app. It's not our app, but we recommend it, called Aptiv. There's a Healthy Habits newsletter that the company puts out that educates people about healthy habits with healthy recipes as well and more. The Optavia app can help people track their weight loss, their progress, and it has recipes, both lean and green recipes, which are relevant to the non-GLP-1 programs we have, like the 5-in-1 that I did 14 years ago, and lean and green plus recipes. So it's very helpful for people. And A Habits of Health System, these two books, which I highly recommend. And I think the understanding of the importance of healthy habits, because the way we change our health trajectory is by adopting and implementing healthy habits in our life. We can create a new health path. And they are the antidote to weight regain. Because when we know what to do, when we have the confidence, when we have learned healthier habits, that is the antidote to the fear that I will simply regain my weight, because so much of this is really education about healthier habits. And that includes resistance training, lean and green plus meals, restful sleep, self-care is extremely important. And the role of a coach is really to guide people, to support them, and to put them in position to empower themselves by learning healthier habits, which is how I've been in control of my weight for over 14 years. It's
That's
not hard to
incredible.
do when you know how. Um, for people on this Zoom, important to understand that Optavia Corporate is very progressive. They're always upping their game, and I don't say that very often. I'm pretty hard-nosed about a whole lot of things, but I have to tell you, I am extremely impressed with the new kit and the training modules that go along with it and the marketing materials. And I also have really good materials that I will give to and work with anyone who wants to bring these options or any of these options into your pharmacy, because it is a powerful tool in your toolbox. Most people don't know what healthy nutrition is and they struggle to make it work. We can make it
Right.
much easier for people. So this is my contact information. Um, please feel free to reach out to me. You can obviously reach out to Heather or to Lisa Faast. But I am happy to work with and help anyone who wants to help your patients, your clients, in terms of creating healthy weight loss, meaning losing fat, not muscle. That's unhealthy weight loss, whether they're on a GLP-1 or not, but certainly if they're on a GLP-1,
Right.
protecting skeletal muscle is extremely important. We do not want to lose that. And I want
Well,
to thank
I
you.
think I think that your program is so great and could bring extra revenue into the pharmacy in a variety of ways. Number one, healthy weight, healthy lifestyle. We could come up with some really, much better names than that, but classes. Um, the new year, new me is about to start and people just don't know where to start. Also partnering with a local gym or a local organization that is doing something like a weight loss challenge or a get healthy challenge, you could be a great add-on or a great resource, a great partner to that challenge, and you're partnering with the community, so you're getting your name out there and doing all of that fun kind of co-marketing. I think there are so many ways that you can do that. I will add more in our replay email. We have some resources Mike has added. We have some great weight loss coaching resources too in our membership. So everybody right now, I want you to take out just one thing that you're going to take away from this to do. We know that action equals success. And so what action are you going to take today? And it could be reaching out to Mark, which we would love for you to do, asking me questions, looking up our weight loss coaching resources in our membership, or seeing what challenges are coming up for the new year from your community that you can hop in on, that you could be, you're a valued resource that you can add your resource, like what Mark is sharing with us. Just getting people, number one, if you have people that are not on GLP-1s and they're looking to lose weight, this is a great place to start. Number two, if you have people on GLP-1s, we don't talk about, it hasn't been out there a lot about maintenance programs and after goal reaching programs. And this is a great time to start talking about it. So, man, Mark, you were right. You got through that fast.
If I can just add one or two things, I'm happy to discuss the business with people. I prefer to do that one-on-one, but just so you understand the principles. To become an Optavia coach is a one-time fee of $199. You get a website that you can co-brand and a health coach kit. Most of all, you get my support. I'm not bragging, but I've been doing this for almost 16 years now, and I'm also a consultant for the company. So I know what I'm talking about, and I can really put you in position to do a great deal of good. That 199, by the way, goes to the company. Okay, it does not go to me. It does not go to Lisa Faast. It goes to the company, just to be clear. We are paid for the work that we do, and we're paid pretty well. So this could be a revenue stream, obviously, for your pharmacy if you're interested in that. One of the unique things about Optavia is that you can help anyone anywhere in the United States. I have clients I work with all around the country. I have coaches I support all around the country. And you can also build a bigger team if you choose to. For example, there's some pharmacists who have 5 pharmacies. Some have 1, some have 3. That's called duplication. So one can also duplicate oneself as an Optavia coach if one wants to. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm simply saying that that's an opportunity to have a bigger footprint. And that includes people who have, as Heather said, are in the health and wellness and fitness space, because most of these individuals, whether it's a Costco or a gym, I mean, Costco's leading selling item is, guess what? GLP-1 medications. Are these people being educated about how best to implement that tool? No, they aren't. And to give someone a prescription for a GLP-1 is like handing someone the keys to a car before knowing if they know how to drive or not. And I support GLP-1 medications, but when they're used correctly, meaning when we educate people so the tool works well, meaning we get the results we want, we educate people about nutrition and resistance training and more and healthy habits. And most of that is online, so it's easy for you to support people. But that's really the goal here, is for people to understand that the real change is here.
Yep.
And if we use the tools in a professional and healthy way, we can really help people experience healthy weight loss and be in position to maintain a healthy weight for the rest of their life, which is a wonderful thing. So there are many options and opportunities for Optavia coaches. What you do as a coach is entirely up to you. But what I can do is to show you the landscape and help you accomplish whatever you are interested in doing.
That's incredible. That's incredible. We don't have any questions. Anybody have any questions? I think this is an absolute perfect time. I think both because of the new year, like I said, and the maintenance of GLP-1s. Okay, so
I did have a quick question from
yes.
Mark. This is Mike Vesley. Mark,
Oh.
do you help them with your program? It's an excellent idea just to get people to understand their health and well-being on weight, as well as you've shown exercise. Do you help them understand from a pharmacy how to price, how to make themselves profitable in a way that looks reasonable to the patient to come in and say, this looks really affordable to me? Is that something you talk to them about? Because each store can price differently. Is that correct? Or how does that work?
So the products in the kits have a set price. And if clients want to engage with a program, they would order whatever they want to. Generally, these are cost neutral because, for example, someone on a GLP-1 kit is going to redirect their food dollar from the supermarket to the Ascend meals. Right now, the Lean and Green Plus meal, they'll do themselves, and they have recipes and guides for that. It's affordable for the vast majority of people, as is the optimization kit. And I'm just speaking from experience and what we know about the statistics. In terms of the pharmacy owner, the revenue is really dependent on what you choose to do with the business, how many people you introduce it to, and what your goals and your plans are, because there's strategies obviously one can implement. I think one of the best places to start is to educate people who you work with, which I know you're doing as a pharmacist anyway. It's amazing the conversations we may have about a medication. Well, most people don't understand the importance of protein. They don't understand the importance of skeletal muscle. They don't understand the importance of resistance exercise. Skeletal muscle is an endocrine organ. It's the largest endocrine organ in the body. It, in fact, mediates the health effects of physical activity. Most people are unaware of this. Most doctors are unaware of this. It's called muscle organ crosstalk. I mean, the science of the importance of physical activity and skeletal muscle cannot be overstated. And when we sacrifice skeletal muscle, we're seeing growing epidemics of sarcopenia in this country. We are now putting people at greater risk of the very diseases that they want to get rid of, which is why they got on the GLP-1 to begin with. For example, when you lose skeletal muscle, you're at more risk of insulin resistance. You're at more risk of heart disease. You're at more risk of type 2 diabetes.
Okay, stop. Just stop, Mark. That's not right.
Sorry, did I answer your question or not?
Great question, Mike.
Yeah.
So
that's so perfect.
We know this though. We don't know that specific, but we know that education is the key to help your patients. And you can't educate for free all the time. So adding your education, your knowledge, your vast amount of knowledge with a program that can be profitable with your pharmacy so you can help more people puts us on a good hamster wheel, as opposed to the losing profit every time I turn around hamster wheel. The programs like this can be very, very helpful. I've known Mark for quite a while now, and I love his program. I love just chatting with him. He's a wealth of knowledge, as you can see. But Mike has kindly put Mark's Calendly link in the chat as well, and I'll put that in the replay. We are right at 10:26, and I am going to let everybody have 4 minutes back of their lives for whatever Christmas activity you would like to do. Thank you guys so much for supporting my webinars this year. It's been so much fun. I love chatting with all of you at some of the various conferences and some of the emails I've gotten, some of the texts that I've gotten. I've loved all of them. If you have a person that you'd like me to chat with next year in our webinar series or do a deep dive on, just let me know. I'm happy to do it. Have a great day, guys. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.